Hello, good morning, and welcome to episode 44 of Nebula Quest. I am Noden, your host, and today, on this very special day... Okay, so it's not that special, but today we are on our way, as always, to the Horsehead Nebula, which is, it's just right over there, right? So we're going there, we're getting there, but today we're going to pay a visit to this guy right here, this hip 197, this beautiful, very bluish looking star, and we're going here because it looks like it's going to be cool. So we'll probably get there today, and we will go investigate that. Because sometimes, you can't just go straight to your destination. Sometimes you gotta take some side streets, Sometimes you gotta take Route 66 and stop and see the giant ball of elastic bands. Or whatever. The world's largest chair. Pointless. I don't get it. There's a lot of those stupid things on Route 66 apparently. It's like a big because it was I don't know if it was the way to get across the country, across America, back in the day, but it was certainly the popular one. It was certainly popularized in media at the time, through music and I think maybe movies, I don't know. But because it was so popular and so used, all these weird tourist attractions popped up. I don't think we're going to get anything off this. Whoa, let's get out of here. I'm getting no heat, but flashing lights, so let's run a dubstep scanner real quick. But yes, there's just loads of strange things, like the world's largest chair, and I don't even, things I don't even understand why, other than to make people stop and see them. I don't know why you would do it. It's not even as a tourist attraction. The only reason that I could imagine having it to be we have the world's largest chair here and a lemonade stand, and the only reason to have the world's largest chair is to make them stop and go, actually, yeah, lemonade would be pretty good, and then you charge them $8 for a lemonade. That is the only reason I can imagine it being remotely helpful to have the world's largest chair in your front lawn. I don't get it. But hey, it's one of those things that, I think if you were doing, I think that even now there's lots of people who do the Route 66 thing, just because it's kitschy now too, and that's the other one, is that now there's this whole, new layer of Americana kind of, attached to this Route 66 and all the stupid things along the way. So if you do Route 66, you almost have to stop at every one of these fucking things and buy your $8 glass of lemonade, because that's part of the American experience now. I don't know that, but I kind of that's how I sort of picture that whole subculture. Okay, let's do one of these real quick. As we struggle to slow down, as always. I did have a few things that I was going to chat about, and I'm just going to bring them up. I got a list on my phone as well as a side thing over here occasionally. Just because, sometimes you're out and about and you see things and you're like, I want to talk about it. Maybe, or just I thought it was weird. Actually, it was one that was weird, and I got a photo, but it's the worst photo in the entire world. Is the other day I saw, I'm not gonna say the stupidest thing, because it wasn't stupid per se, but it was the most ridiculous thing I've seen in a long time. So what it was I was driving and I was waiting to turn left, and I kind of looked over at the traffic that's going across my path here, and waiting to turn left was a smart car, which you see smart cars now and again, and I'm like, but they're not super common, even in Canada, where smart cars are common as shit. They're not super common here in where I live, because this is a very big three, Chrysler, GM, and Ford centric town. The economy here was heavily automotive for a long time. 90% of the people who live in or work in this area, I should say, drive one of these vehicles. This is a lot of bleh. So I saw a smart car, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, why does that smart car look weird? Like, it looks strange. And I'm looking closer, and the rear end is just kind of sagging. Like, the suspension is just sort of like, you know, like overburdened. I'm like, oh man, they must have a bunch of crap in the back. But then my view seemed to broaden suddenly, and I realized, no, that's not the case. It was towing a trailer. Now, I haven't actually looked this up, but does a smart car even have a fucking towing capacity? Like, who even creates a fucking, like, tow hitch for a smart car? Like, I can't... It boggles my mind that anybody would do it. And it was not even a small trailer. Like, honestly, it was larger. It had a larger footprint, certainly, than the smart car itself did. Like, it was not a small trailer. It was a big-ass trailer. And it was, like, it's not balanced right or anything like that. Like, it was tilted heavily towards, like, the vehicle, which, I mean, when you have a trailer, you want to try to keep the trailer level, you know? So having weight forward, having it leaning forward like that is putting more weight on the tongue, and the actual tongue, like, which is the part where it attaches to the car, on most vehicles is sort of like the weak link, we'll say, of it. Like, it's like that has a very small weight limit, so you need to, like, distribute your load in your trailer so that, you know, you only have so much weight on the tongue. And then there's also weight limits for the vehicle, which are recommended, you know, load weights and things, but like towing capacities and things. But it's like, really, like, who would think that was a good... You know what, let's look this up. We're going to use our good friend here that we have often used, and okay. What is the towing capacity of a smart car?
Let me have a look.
Good.
Okay, I found this on the web for the towing capacity of a smart car.
Oh, here we go. smartcarofamerica.com. No, we would not allow it to use our location. I don't know why you would want to. Alright, so the question was, can you really tow with a smart car? What is the weight capacity you can tow? Or is this towing forum for cars, smart cars being towed? The manual says no towing, but Kurt makes hitches for the car, and many of us do tow. We basically look at it this way: if a motorcycle can tow it, the smart car sure can. I suppose if it was like the same thing as what the motorcycle was towing, I suppose that makes sense. Actually, you'd probably be slightly better off because you'd be able to stop far more easily. So no towing is what the manual says. It's good to know. All right. According to that, according to smartcarsofamerica.com, it's boggled my mind though. I have no idea why. Like you see a lot of weird things, towing things now and again. Like I saw a Hummer with like an H3 or something. I don't even know what it was, or an H2 with like towing or something the other day. And I mean, that's weird looking, but you can almost accept it. Like, you can almost be like, okay, that seems normal. That seems perfectly normal. But a smart car, no, it doesn't seem normal. It doesn't seem normal at all. Oh goodness. Now there's the space coffee, delicious space coffee. I haven't got those mugs ordered yet. Whoa.
2, 1, engage.
I will do a quick, which is, you know, not. I usually like to do sort of channel news at the beginning of things, but let's talk about it just here for a moment. So obviously the things on the channel are still very. Oh, look how pretty this is. I'm not even gonna try to get feel off this. I'm just going to back up. Oh, it's so bright, and it's the like bluest, whitest thing. Oh, we found something else too. Oh, all right, rock and roll, man. Probably just rocks. Okay, let's slow down. Slow down. I want to look at you. Oh, look at the light coming off this thing. It's so freaking bright. Oh, there's like another star or something over there. Oh, man. That is so crazy blue. Yeah, it's like a binary system over there, I think. Or, let's make this a whole triangle. That may be the bluest Yeah, blue-white star. Yeah, it might be the bluest of the blue whites we found. We haven't found that many actual blue whites yet. Okay, so I saw an orbit there, and I just saw another orbit line appear that way, but I'm gonna just pop this way briefly, just because I really think that those two guys over there are something I want to look at, just because of how bright they are, even when we're real close to that big blue-white ball of plasma. Right. So, Channel E news. Right. I can keep on track. As you've known, took a week off. This week has been sparse. Notably, there's been no Dying Light and no Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Those will be returning next week. Early week may still be an issue, mostly because I haven't haven't gotten any fucking recorded, so I don't know what's going to happen with that yet. I may try to do one off for Tuesday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to sit down and just do like a fuck ton of recording and get a bunch of stuff done. And then, okay, now that we've moved off on these a bit, I want to just... Let's see what happens when we give these a little slippy. A little slip and slide. There's a star just below that I'm kind of comparing it to. If it's something, man, it's far away. But they will be returning, next week. Noden'gin Striker is going to be getting a facelift? Yeah, that's something. That's definitely something. Okay. Okay, so this is the problem with where we're at now. Is that there's something that I need to discover behind me. Alright, before we do this, let's see what this is. It's another fucking star over there. Damn it, okay. And those are definitely stars over there. You know what? That's okay. We'll come back for it. That's fine. I don't mind. So what I'm really enjoying Noden'gin Striker so far. For those who don't know, that's the visual novel that we're doing right now. If you haven't watched it, it's pretty fun, but it's going to be getting better, and this is why. Like, one of the issues I've had with it so far is because I do all the voice work for it. Some of these scenes, there was like 7 people in the room, and they all have different voices, and it's really difficult for me to make the switches in between them and to keep sort of the cadence of the story going. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start editing these a lot more, and sort of, like, say the line, even like maybe if I have to do 2 takes for a line or something like that, but make sure that I'm hitting the voices like approximately right. Like, obviously if there's something that's funny that gets that I do, I'm just gonna keep it in, but we'll try it again. Yeah, I think that I would be happier with the quality of Noden'gin Striker as a series if I started doing a little bit more editing on it, is basically all it comes down to. So that is what I'm going to do. Yeah, okay, this is definitely I'm pretty 90, 95, 97, alright, 100% sure that those are things. Yeah, so, and that, I think that'll be better. It doesn't get, it doesn't get a lot of views. I know why. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Visual novels aren't everybody's cup of tea, but I think that doing this will raise the production levels, as it were. both literally and figuratively, and make it a much more enjoyable experience to watch, and then you guys can enjoy it as much as I enjoy doing it. But it is real rough to do, and I was talking about it last episode, that it's jumping between those voices, man. It's so hard. I was talking with somebody the other day about doing voice work for things like that, and I'm like, and I'm talking specifically about Chodenagi Striker, and I'm like, it's too many voices, like, and then because it's constantly you're jumping like to different parts of your vocal range and whatnot, like your voice gets no rest, and my voice is shot in a very short amount of time, like 40 minutes an hour, and that's it, man. Like I need to take a break for a couple of hours between that and doing anything else that requires my voice. So which is one of the downsides to it, is that I almost need to record it like on its own someday. Like that's the only thing I record in a day, if that's what it is, or I just sound a little bit huskier when I do whatever it is I do next, which isn't a problem, but but regardless, it's a small thing, but it's something that I am looking into, that I'm planning on doing. So, in that same vein, I am still drawing. It is still, and I say it's in the same vein because I am still drawing. I'm working through actually a book, which is, what's the name of the book? It's it's not an audiobook. It's a Kindle book. So I have it on my iPad and my Kindle app. But it's basically like a learn to draw manga kind of a book, and it's really good. So it's like I'm kind of working through all the different sort of like steps of like learning to draw, basically, and then learning to draw different angles, and then like seeing how ages and things going on, and just practicing drawing. So I'm going through and doing all of the exercises at the moment. So that's sort of it. I'm like, most days I'm doing just one. I'm doing about one drawing a day. Some days I have been doing two now that I've sped up a little bit. I did a drawing, and I'd kind of made it like me, and I am super happy with how it turned out. It's probably of the drawings, certainly of the drawings I've done lately, but probably of all the drawings I've ever done, one of the things I'm most proud of, that I've ever drawn. It's nothing, and it's nothing special, and it's nothing super, but it's really, I thought it was really, really, I think it looked quite good. There's things, even looking at it now, where I still look and go, I could have done a little bit better, but I'm really happy with it. I actually changed both my Twitter and Facebook images, profile images, which my profile image on Facebook I haven't changed in, a long ass time, years, I think. And, so even Twitter, Twitter's been around. I've used the same one for that for a few years too, and I finally changed that one. It's one of those things where a lot of people change those regularly, but I just get no, that's it. This is who I am from now until I find something better, and I found something better. So still doing that, and it's good. It's good fun, honestly. Just doing the drawing, and it's the same thing I was doing. With anything else, you start playing a video game or something like that, you throw some YouTube on or Netflix, so you've got that kind of going. But instead of playing a video game, now I'm just drawing, and the tablet is becoming second nature. I don't know how, for even just regular stuff in Photoshop, just doing basic editing and stuff in that, it's so nice. The marquee tool suddenly becomes fucking useful, which is one of those the marquee tool is one of those tools that I've always thought was super useful if you got really good at using a mouse or you had a tablet or something like that. But for the most part, I found it almost useless to fucking use. Especially if you're working on, I did a lot of editing for photography and whatnot, as well as some light graphic design stuff in one of my old jobs, and I could never bring myself to use a marquee tool, solely because I thought it was fucking useless. So you'd end up using the magnetic freaking lasso tool, and then expanding the freaking selection a little bit, or just modifying it. But yeah, when you have the tablet and you can kind of actually draw where you want things, you can get so much more precise. Not like stupid stuff, like, you know, not like perfect precise, but like it just speeds things up so much. It's really, really helpful. Okay, this is, you know, I'm getting a bit bored of flying over here. I'm kind of running short on time. Okay, so that guy's flying away. Okay, so this thing's pretty close right here. See, I thought these were both something, though. So unless that one, like, in the background, that orangey one, is one that's farther away again. Let's do this and just see what happens when we... Yeah, that orange one doesn't seem to be moving very much. So let's ignore it for now and just head towards the one that we know is something. And then, probably we'll get there in this episode, and then either I'll fly back in the next episode, or to discover the star that we left undiscovered over there, or we will not. I haven't decided about that, but one thing or another will happen with that. Let's actually just do a system map, because we haven't done one of these in a while. Is just a trinary system according to this map. See, I find this so fucking cheaty. So cheaty, because you can just like look at that and go, oh, there's another star I have to discover in this system. And I don't think you should be able to do that. Like, until you scan, I mean, okay, I totally understand from an actual scientific physics standpoint. Okay, so if I scan a star, and let's assume that my instruments are set up so that I can see, okay, this is the mass of the star, this is the motion of the star, so you can actually see like approximately what its motion in its own like would be. Like, that's the thing, is like, how do you know? First off, I don't know how you scan and find out what the fucking like motion of that star is in a single moment in time, but let's get beyond that. Let's just assume you can do that. If you can do that, then it's not a stretch for me to say, okay, so your computer can also say, alright, so this is the motion, it's obviously being pulled in this direction by this magnitude, which means that there is something of this mass over there, and then you can say it's being pulled in this direction slightly. I mean, you could do the calculations if your computer is powerful enough. You can do those calculations. I have no problem with those happening instantaneously, so that you can say, okay, yeah, there's a star that's over there, blah, blah, blah. That's so far away and so big. But at the same time, I'm like, do you know how fucking long, like, you need to be in a system so long to observe the movement of the star? Like, you can't just say, like, I don't think that you can just look at, like, show up in a system and go, yep, it's a trinary system. Like this star moves like this, and this star, like, so it's obviously got other things. Like, I don't know, it seems not in depth enough. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, you want discovery in a game to require you to sit in a system for like a fucking day, trying to find out what's going on in the system. And you, like, even 5 minutes would be, frankly, probably too long. But, like, goddamn, like, that thing's real bright too. That's a yellow orange star. I can get fuel off that. Let's just pop up over here, and we can do some refueling. Oh, slow down, slow down. Yeah, see, slow. Just telling me. Bam.
Fuel scooping.
Thanks. So yeah, so I'm going to sit here, I'm going to pick up some fuel, and in the next episode, next exciting episode, we will head back to our big blue-white star, whatever it is, HIP 3197, and we will, yeah, continue on our way to the Horsehead Nebula as we do. But until then, ciao, love it.